Hi everyone, we are One Earth, One Chance, a nonprofit based off Dallas, Texas to help the environment. Today, we're going to be talking about environmental volunteerism, what it means, why it matters, and simple ways we can all take care of our planet. Our Earth is the only one we've got. One Earth, one chance. So everything we do, even small changes, can make a big difference. Now, simple question. What is environmental volunteerism? Environmental volunteerism means about giving your time and energy to protect and improve our environment. You don't have to be a scientist or an activist, just someone who cares. It could mean joining a cleanup at your local park, planting trees, helping at recycling drives, or teaching each other about sustainable habits. Every small action adds up to a larger movement towards a greener, healthier planet. Remember, we have one Earth, one planet. We need to take care of it. We're technically living here rent-free. Alright guys, let's think about our own habits for a moment. I want you guys to turn to a partner and ask these questions. How many of you would say that you care about the environment? What does it mean to take care of the environment? How many of you have heard of reduce, reuse, recycle? How many of you have a reusable water bottle or a reusable container for your lunch? How many of you recycle? What can you recycle? How many of you have heard of the zero waste hierarchy? Pause the video to discuss. If you heard of the zero waste hierarchy, that's another great tool we'll talk about next. It helps us understand how to make the best environmental choices, starting with reducing waste at the source. Alright, so here's something really important. You can think of it like a pyramid that shows the best and worst ways to deal with waste. At the very top in blue, we have rethink or redesign. This means trying to avoid creating waste in the first place, like buying less stuff, choosing items with minimal packaging, or supporting companies that design eco-friendly products. Next comes reduce, which means cutting down on what we use. Maybe printing less paper, turning off lights when you're not in the room, or avoiding single-use plastics. Then we move to reuse, giving things a second life. Bringing your own reusable water bottle, shopping bag, or container instead of using disposable ones. Even sharing or donating items counts as reusing. Below that is recycle or compost. This is where materials are processed and turned into something new. It's good, but it's still better to reduce and reuse before we get here. Then there's material recovery, which is when leftover materials are collected to extract usable parts or energy, but it's not as efficient or clean as recycling. Next, residuals management. That's when waste is treated or stabilized before going into landfills. It's kind of like a last resort step to make sure it's not harmful. And finally, at the very bottom, in red, we have unacceptable. Things like waste to energy. That's when trash is burned for energy, but it releases pollution and destroys materials that could have been reused or recycled. So the goal is simple. The higher up we stay on this pyramid, the better it is for the planet. It's not just about recycling. It's about rethinking everything we consume. Now that we've talked about waste, let's look at the bigger picture. Environmental sustainability. Environmental sustainability means making sure that what we do today doesn't harm the planet for future generations. It's about balance, using resources wisely so that people, animals, and nature can all thrive together. Using renewable energy like solar or wind power instead of fossil fuels helps keep the air clean and the climate stable. Sustainability isn't just about nature. It's about how we live, what we buy, and how we treat the world around us. You've probably heard this before. Reduce, reuse, recycle. These 3 R's are simple but powerful. They're the foundation of living sustainability. Let's break each one down with some real examples. Recycling. Recycling means turning used materials into something new so they don't end up as waste. Think about sorting paper, plastic, glass, and metal into recycling bins instead of throwing them away. That old soda can could become part of a new bicycle frame. Or those plastic bottles, they could be turned into clothing or reusable containers. Even electronics can be recycled or refurbished instead of dumped in landfills. Every time we recycle, we save energy and reduce pollution. We've all heard of recycling, but do we actually recycle properly? Some things that you can recycle are paper, cardboard, glass bottles and jars, metal cans and cups, cartons, plastic bottles, jugs, tubs, and cups. The issue with recycling is that if something such as compost is found in a recycling bin, they throw the whole entire bin away, meaning everything else that's recycled is gone to waste because it's been contaminated. That's why it's very important to check what you are recycling and making sure that you are recycling items that can be. Second step, reusing. Reusing means keeping things in use for as long as possible. Instead of tossing something after one use, find ways to keep it going. Bring your own shopping bags, refill your water bottle, and pack lunch in a reusable container. You can also donate clothes, furniture, or electronics. What you no longer need might be useful for someone else. Reusing saves money, cuts waste, and reduces demand for new materials. And our last one, repurposing. Repurposing is all about creativity, finding a new purpose for something old. For example, turning wooden pallets into shelves or tables, or using glass jars to store spices or art supplies. Even old tires can become garden planters or playground swings. Repurposing turns trash into something functional or even beautiful, and it keeps materials out of the landfill.
Now let's see what you can do to help save the earth. Number 1. Start a green club at your school. What you need to do to make this happen: find more people who are passionate about the environment and want to make a difference. Organize regular times at which you meet. Spread the word and conduct events that promote exercises that help keep the environment a safe place to live. Make sure to be open to new ideas and collaborate with others. Your club might choose to focus on making changes to the way the school handles trash, creating educational resources, or raising money. What matters most is dedicating time and energy to creating a greener planet. Number 2. Do a zero waste challenge at your school. What to do? Conduct a waste audit of the school cafeteria to measure the amount and type of waste produced. You can then design and implement a campaign to reduce plastic use, such as promoting reusable containers for lunch or setting up new recycling and compost bins. Through this, you will see the impact of plastic pollution and the filling of landfills. You will also gain insight on how to prevent this in your community. Number 3. Volunteer or start a community garden. What to do? Explore sustainable food systems by learning how to grow your own food from seed to crop in a sustainable way and connect it to the issue of hunger in the local community. This is a volunteering project. A class builds and maintains a school or community garden, growing fresh produce. Students can volunteer to tend the garden and harvest crops. They also proceed to donate the vegetables and fruits to a local food bank, pantry, or soup kitchen. This example helps you learn about food miles, the distance it takes for your food to go from farm to your local supermarket. Reducing these miles has a positive impact on our environment by reducing air pollution that is created by vehicles that transport these crops. Number 4. Composting. To make compost, you need to collect food scraps and set them aside. Eventually, decomposers will start to break them apart, creating a nutrient-rich fertilizer. Composting is a great way to reduce food waste and produce nutrient-rich soil to help plants grow. This will benefit your community garden as well. An important thing, do not add meat, dairy, fish, oil, or other fats to your composting pile because this will attract rodents. Number 5. Habitat restoration. What to do? Volunteer at or organize a cleanup day at a nearby park, creek, or other natural public space. This highlights the importance of clean, local ecosystems. By picking up trash and sorting recyclable materials, you are directly improving a public space for the community and native animals. To learn more about your impact, you can research how long different materials take to decompose. You will be surprised by the results. You can use this information to create public awareness through posters or videos to further increase awareness. Number 6. Collect items for donation. what you can do. You can collect gently used clothes, books, and other household items from your community. Then, you can use some of these donated or recycled materials to make new goods, like turning old t-shirts into blankets or bags. Finally, you can donate the new and old items to a local shelter or nonprofit. This is a great example of circular economy. It's basically a cycle of resource recovery where you can take old things and make them usable again to continue a flow instead of using new materials and creating more waste. Number 7. Urban forestation. The main goal of this is to plant trees or other North Texas native plants to help clean the air. What you can do is try to donate money or supplies like gloves, shovels, seeds, or seedlings to help nonprofit organizations make our city a better place to live healthily. For example, One Earth, One Chance has planted 7,900 trees to help clean the air in urban areas and has raised more than $325,000 to increase the impact of these plantings. Number 8. Advocate for sustainable water use. Reducing water waste at a school can have a major impact. Advocating for changes like low-flow water faucets and rain barrels can help conserve way more water than one person can on their own. Persistence and fundraising are persuasive tools to convince the school administration to invest in change. Collecting rainwater in cisterns for outdoor watering and landscaping instead of using potable water sources is one of the easiest ways to start conserving water. Number 9. Carpooling. If most kids at school arrive in a car every day, carpooling can be an eco-friendly way to protect the environment. By reducing the number of cars driving back and forth every day, you can limit how much gasoline is being consumed. This is also a great way to save money, making it a true win-win. Talk to parents and school administrators to get people interested and see if the people will support a centralized carpool system. Plus, it gives you more time to spend with your friends. Now it's your turn to take action. We can change the world and make it a better place. It is in our hands to make a difference. A wise quote by Nelson Mandela.